What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Blumhouse Productions. You know, the studio that gave us amazing horror titles like Insidious, The Purge, Paranormal Activity, Get Out, and so much more. But let's be real here, they have been struggling as of late. I'm talking about the movies like Night Swim, Imaginary, and Afraid. Yeah, not exactly home runs. But hold on, it's not all doom and gloom for the company just yet. They have two films on the way that can turn things around for the company. They have Speak No Evil and The Wolfman. So let's talk about why these two movies might be the studio's next shot at redemption. But first we gotta talk about the movies that Blumhouse put out this year that have been less than stellar. First up was Night Swim. I had high hopes for this movie and it did not deliver. The critics agreed it was predictable and the tension was just not there. And those aren't really the words you want someone to use to describe your horror movie. And then there was Imaginary, a movie that I thought had a little bit of potential. I had very low expectations going in and somehow it came up even lower than that. And lastly, let's talk about Afraid, the recently released Blumhouse movie that ended up being a box office bomb. It got like 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. No one went to go see this movie because they never marketed the movie. They knew it was gonna be a bomb and it was. See, Blumhouse has a reputation of making low budget horror films that turn a massive profit. But lately they have been missing the mark again and again. So a lot of people, myself included, are wondering, did Blumhouse just lose their magic touch? Now the upcoming movie Speak No Evil is actually a remake from a 2022 Danish horror film. And the original, it was really well received. Critics loved its creepy atmosphere and the unsettling story. And let me tell you something, that ending to that original went to places that I had no idea that movie was leading up to. It got an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes and was one of those films that you couldn't stop thinking about once it was over. You know, the effect that most horror films should have on you? As I'm sure we all know by now, remakes can go either way, but if they stay true to what made the original so good while adding something a little bit fresh, I think this could be a big win. It's already proven that the audience is there for this one since this is already a remake of a hit movie. But if Blumhouse plays their cards right, this could be a huge hit for the company, just like how Hereditary was for A24. Now before I start talking about why Wolfman might be the next big hit for Blumhouse, I do have to talk about how many red flags it has leading up to the release. Now the first big red flag was this movie was supposed to be ready for October for Halloween season. It wasn't, they pushed it to January. But it's not just a move and release date that's a big red flag, it's that they moved it to January. And if you know anything about movie release dates and schedules and things like that, you know that January is typically where studios send their movies to die. And it's not like everything that's going to be released in January is going to be a bad movie or a dud or anything like that, but typically that's the trend that we've seen. And you may have seen the second red flag. They released what the Wolfman is going to look like at Halloween Horror Nights, and I gotta say, this isn't it. And I know that this is just a person in a costume. In the context of the movie, it's going to look way better with CGI, you know, in movement, with the shadows, with the lighting, with everything like that. It's going to look a lot better than this, but that's how you're going to debut what the Wolfman looks like? And then about a day or two later, after revealing what it was going to look like at the Halloween Horror Nights, they released the trailer for the movie, which looks pretty creepy. And typically I would say that is perfect marketing. I'm all about teaser trailers. Show us very little, just give us the gist of the story, what's going to happen, the vibe, the atmosphere of the story, but don't give us too much. And that's what they did in the trailer. The only downside is that now they have this controversy of what the Wolfman's gonna look like. And now us fans, as people that are interested in the movie, we want to see what it looks like. So a lot of us went from being interested to being concerned. But that's enough negativity from me. Let's talk about why Wolfman might be the next big hit for Blumhouse. First off, it's directed by Leigh Whannell. Now, if you don't know his name, you definitely know some of the movies that he's directed. He directed Insidious Chapter 3, which did pretty good at the box office. Then he gave us Upgrade, which was very well received and ended up getting 88% on Rotten Tomatoes. And then, of course, there's The Invisible Man, which made $143 million, and it also scored 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, Whannell knows what he's doing when it comes to suspense and horror. And with him directing Wolfman, I don't think it's just going to be another monster movie. I think we can expect some deep psychological horror mixed with traditional scares. And if it's anything like The Invisible Man, we are in for a treat. Here's why these two movies matter so much for Blumhouse. Now, when you're a studio known for making great horror movies that turn a massive profit on a super low budget, you can't have this many flops in a row. And fans are starting to lose trust in Blumhouse after movies like Night Swim, Afraid, and Imaginary. But Speak No Evil and Wolfman are different. They both have potential to be big hits. If these two land, they could restore Blumhouse's reputation in a big way. Speak No Evil already had a great foundation from the original, and then Leigh Whannell is directing Wolfman. It's hard not to get excited for that one. So what do you all think? Are these the two movies that could turn things around for Blumhouse, or is the studio just never going to be as good as it used to? Let me know in the comments. And of course, if you like the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because on my channel we do movie news, reviews, rankings, recaps, and plenty more. So until the next video, everybody, see you later.